Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your host, Rumboyz Robbie. We have a lot to go over tonight. We have players announcing that they are still sticking with their teams. We have NFL Combine action. Things are happening in the world of the NBA. The NBA is like super entertaining right now as of late. So we have a lot that we have to break down. First, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Make sure you guys get on over to GLD. Shop GLD. Get like me. I am rocking that Dodgers chain. Gang. You already know what it is. ShopGLD.com. Copy and paste the link from the description. Let's go.
About in Miami with no land, I got no understanding. How the hell I'm burning or turn me up, you can't understand. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Shop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no one zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good bring away your knowledge.
Also, I do want to shout out our homies over at oddschecker.com. That's right, oddschecker.com. Get on over to Oddschecker if you have not checked it out already. This is probably the best way, the most premium way to be able to go out there and shop best odds for all of your favorite betting sites, whether you're using FanDuel, BetMGM, Bet365, or even DraftKings. Get on over to Oddschecker. You can even build a slip right through the site or even play singles. You can also check out Oddschecker Plus for some of our AI-enhanced tools. All right, so get on over to oddschecker.com. Check out Oddschecker Plus. 7-day free trial going on right now. Without further ado, I do have to bring up my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Drop the Mic FF.
What to do?
Whoa. Looks like Mike might be lagging. There we go. What is good? Mike,
What is going
how
on?
you doing?
I'm doing all right, watching the combine and talking to you.
Hell yeah. Let me turn mine down. I've had it on all day. They're going back through everything.
Yeah,
We are
I'm
going to
watching
talk
the
about
replay.
combine standouts later on throughout the show. So make sure you guys hang on to the edge of your seats. Before we do get into that, we do have to ceremoniously bless the show. So you already know. Shots for donos if you guys are brand new to the channel. But we always start one off where you guys both free. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly. Woo.
Ooh!
All righty. Let's go. All right, so we do have a lot to talk about. Leafs was up. Aiden, what's good? Make sure that you guys share the stream on all of your social media accounts. We do greatly appreciate it. First things first, usually we would lead with our cover athlete of the night, but news did break today that has ramifications across the entire NFL, especially for quarterback-needy teams. Matthew Stafford is going to be working on an extension / restructure of his contract with the Los Angeles Rams. This keeps him McVay together. Puka Nacua was on social media today wow, he missed a flight to Salt Lake City, and he showed enthusiasm. Of course, things with Cooper Kupp hanging the balance, he's probably likely out of there. What are your thoughts on Stafford, the Rams moving forward? It's that they got their guy for at least a couple of years now. But then also the other quarterback needy teams like the Raiders, the Giants, etc.
This is a freaking great move for LA because I did not think. Okay, I am going under the apprehension and the belief that Cooper Kupp is not on the team going into next year. Even with that stated, with the way that defense performed last year, with Jared Verse, with Brandon Fisk, with Bryant Young, with the DB stepping up, the linebackers coming into their own, I don't think this. They put up the biggest fight against the Eagles this postseason. So I don't think this team's window is completely closed, especially in the West where the Niners are still kind of not in shambles. I don't want to say they're in shambles, but they're still doing this. You don't know about Seattle. We all have our thoughts about Arizona. I thought they could have broken out last year, but it didn't happen, so I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't think
If they would have gotten rid of Matthew Stafford, it's a complete, we are phoning it in. We're rebuilding. Yes, we got Puka, but other than that, it's a rebuild because what are you going to do? Unless they were to be able to get like Darnold or whatever, you're probably going to get someone young or someone that's going to be a bridge, like a Jameis or something like that. So, yes, this is a great move for them. I'm looking at Spotrac right now, and I mean, it was going to be their cap hit would have been 49.6, 27 in cash for this year coming up. So, yeah, it's going to be very big on what they can do for the restructure. But, I mean, there was rumors that he met with Tom Brady. I mean, I know there was almost Starbucks almost got shut down in Indianapolis because of it, for gosh sakes.
This is true.
So I think, meeting with Brady in Montana and then figuring it out with McVay and with all those guys, I am glad he's staying. For fantasy, this also helps Puka. But the biggest thing that needs to get brought up, and you asked about it in the question, is the other teams, because I honestly thought he could have been a Giant. I thought he could have been a Raider, and I thought he could have been a Steeler. Those were three teams that I thought he could have gone to. Now, all three of those teams don't have a quarterback, so that reopens up. Giants could try to draft someone. Raiders could try to draft someone. Raiders could try to bring in Russ. Raiders could try to bring in Geno, because I saw that floating around. I don't know what Pitt's going to do. Who knows what Pittsburgh is going to do? I think the one that this is the most intriguing for is the Raiders and the Giants. And I know we'll bring up the Giants in a little bit, but this is the most intriguing for those two because those top two guys in the draft, I think they are the teams that could go for those two guys that are at the top of the draft.
Pistons 8-win streak being snapped. I'm dead. Cashapp, Chip Kelly is in the NFL again. No one's forgetting that. Trust me, believe me.
For that money, not what he got paid.
Stop letting Brady negotiate ever again. Wow. Chip Kelly will sway Will Howard. Look, first off, the Rams, very smart organization. I think that the conversation was more so, look, the draft pool ain't that great right now, for this year. Yep. We're better off keeping what we got and still working with that, as long as he can still remain healthy, go out there and be able to give us, a couple of 3,000, 4,000 passing yard type seasons. Puka Nacua is definitely the future of that receiving core and that passing game. Kyron, if he can be healthy, he's definitely a weapon for Stafford as well. The Rams draft great. The Rams scout great. I'm not worried about how they figure out how to replace Cooper Kupp. And you shouldn't be neither.
No.
Whatsoever. If you're a Rams fan out there, you should not be worried a damn thing about whether or not Stafford's going to be effective in the same manner with Cooper Kupp leaving. We knew that it was going to happen eventually. That part, as far as the conversation goes, is necessarily neither here nor there. Great on the Rams. Smart move. You now pretty much already lock in your bridge situation while you can continue to scout for the future. The defense is already installed, and the defense is great to be able to go out there and create many opportunities, be effective creating opportunities for Matthew Stafford to be able to have the ball in his hands. So I love it all around. There was no sense in trying to break the band up. What this really does and how it really does send shockwaves throughout the rest of the NFL and why it's so important and why we are leading the show off with it is the landscape for the remaining free agent quarterbacks. The Justin Fields, the Sam Darnolds, maybe even Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, who we're going to kind of, get into and allude to here in a little bit. Okay. Those situations I feel are now a lot more greatly affected by Stafford being out because of the fact that Stafford head over heels was the best free agent quarterback candidate that would have been available on the market. With him now removed from it, you're pretty much left with bits and pieces. You're pretty much left with a bunch of bridge quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, I know that you had a fucking amazing year last year. Right now, I still feel like you fall underneath the bridge quarterback category for me, just because that was done with Minnesota. That was done with Justin Jefferson. So that kind of takes away an Achilles heel for you. And if you do it elsewhere, or I want to see if Minnesota retains you. If I'm Minnesota right now, this is a copycat league. I am seeing what the Rams just did. I'm seeing how the Rams have always hit on draft picks in the previous past. I'm saying, you know what? We're going to just lock in Sammy Boy, and then we'll build the rest of the team and whatever pieces that we need throughout free agency and throughout the draft. I think that they're probably maybe a little bit better off that way. If they do decide to part ways with Sam Darnold, that's fine. Then you need to be installing the offense for J.J. McCarthy to be able to come in and take over. And Vikings fans, don't be surprised if things don't go your way. Because
I think that's what happens. I think McCarthy's I think it's McCarthy.
I definitely think that I lean more so towards being McCarthy, but I feel like that's my dynasty fantasy football brain that is making me say that. I do see a universe where they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just stay with it, and then that way if something happens, then we already have our rookie backup. Sophomore backup.
Yeah.
Who in many of ways in his own right is a prodigy. We didn't get to see what he could have been last year. For all we know, he could have been better than Bo Nix. We don't know this.
Nope.
So a lot of questions to be answered there. But I'm very interested to see. I'm very interested to see now what happens with Pittsburgh, because it's like, well, you have two options right there. You don't really need to go and draft it. This year's draft is not a quarterback draft. It is a significant downfall. That's not to say that any of these guys can't be great.
Let me ask you a question. If you're Russell or Justin, do you want to re-sign? Because they're both free agents.
Given the fact that there's only 32 of these jobs and I pretty much already have one, yeah, I'm staying. If it's between me going to either New York teams, I'm staying right in Pittsburgh. This is a little bit of a better culture.
Okay, let me ask you this, and I kind of alluded to it, and I alluded to it 2 weeks ago, so it's not me giving anything away. If you're Russ, and the options are there, and you have a contract, they're equal contracts. Raiders and Pitt, who are you going with?
Equal contracts, and if I'm either Justin or Wilson between the Raiders and Pitt,
I'm saying for Wilson.
For Wilson, I'm probably staying in Pitt.
Even to not go and play for your old coach. That's why I think that everyone's saying Russell's has a chance. Like, that's why everyone's saying Russ has a chance.
That's why everyone's saying it. But if I'm Pete, I'm also probably saying to myself, I've done this before.
But I think Pete wants a veteran. That's why Gino's in play too.
Don't want a guy who can't throw over the middle, little bro. I don't think Russ is safe in Las Vegas. The thing is, if I'm Russ, I'm also looking at that offensive line in Vegas, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm also looking at pass pro on situations where I got to take, a 5+ step drop, even in 3-step drop scenarios. And I'm like, damn, none of these running backs back here can fucking block worth a damn. So I'm probably more inclined, because the pieces are intact with Pitt, I'm probably more inclined to stay with Pitt. But also, football players are emotional creatures. We are. Athletes are emotional creatures.
Where would Sierra rather be?
Huh?
Where would Sierra rather be? That's going to play into it.
I feel like Sierra would want to be somewhere where there's a chance at winning, and a chance at least seeing her husband walk the next fucking day after a game.
Okay. Not a.
I don't think there's nothing that Vegas offers aside from like them giving Sierra a residency. And I'm sorry, she doesn't have a catalog to be able to fulfill a residency.
She doesn't have a catalog to have a residency.
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck? Yes, you guys don't have backs that can block in pass protection, bro. You guys don't have running backs that can protect in pass pro. Like, it is what it is. You're not. The Raiders' offensive line situation isn't as bad as what the Bears was last year, but a lot of that had to do with Caleb hanging on to the fucking ball. So, there's that. But no, props to the Rams. Big ups to the Rams. Dilly to the Rams. The Rams are being the Rams. Did we expect anything different? I don't think that I think, catch me if I'm wrong. I think for football minds, both, in the industry and even casuals at home, I think that for a lot of us, it was hard to fathom the Rams doing anything quote unquote dumb.
Can I give a prediction? We got to find out what this restructure is going to be. I think if the restructure is 2 years, okay? Let's just say the restructure is a 2-year restructure.
Because he has been thinking about retiring, okay?
But what I'm saying is, that's why I'm saying that if it is a 2, we don't know. But even if it's a 2 with maybe I'm only guaranteeing you 1, but I'll restructure 2, and if I stay, I stay. The Rams can do something because, I don't think Jimmy G is Jimmy G, whatever. He's not the future, obviously. I'm not saying he is.
The offensive side, bro.
But what I'm saying is, could they do something where they get someone, see if they think that person could do something in the offseason, as a rookie or as, a young guy, whatever. And if he doesn't, they can just re-roll next year, right? You get what I mean? Like, just get a lottery pick, and if it works, it works. If not, Quinn Ewers. Because I'm just saying that's a perfect type of player for McVay
and the timeline. And the timeline would match up to my take of what I was saying earlier about you just keep your guy and you have your bridge.
Yep.
I love that. I love that. My question in Pittsburgh is Pickens unhappy once out. So who are their weapons? They will draft another. They will draft the receiver that they will make into something, and then he will become the next crash out.
No, I
Pittsburgh is where receivers get drafted and become crash outs.
Well, but I also think that my two spots for Cooper Kupp are New England and Pitt.
Wallace, that whole Wallace, Bryant, Brown team, all three crash outs. All three crash outs. Wallace had like what 4 on-field fights that were like blowout fights. They were crazy fights. Homie can scrap. Bryant just fell off the fucking face of the earth when he suddenly had to become a number 1. Juju, TikTok crash out. He just started doing fucking TikToks.
Didn't Plaxico start there?
Plaxico fucking cheddar bombed himself. Yeah. AB is king of Steelers crash outs. Yeah. If you're a wide receiver for the Steelers, you're going to become a crash out. The only reason why Hines Ward didn't become a crash out because he was known for his blocking abilities. Don't get me wrong; everything he put up stats wise with his hands.
I know what you're saying. You're saying he was a different beast.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Plexico straight up cheddar bobbed himself, like for real. Sounds like a landing spot for Isaiah Vaughn. But no. Roman Wilson hasn't became a fucking thing yet, and they didn't really try. They're not going to try.
They put him on the. I don't know. I loved Roman Wilson coming out of the draft, so it bugs me, but
he doesn't fit the archetype of.
I know he doesn't,
Steelers
but
receivers. Steelers receivers need they go out there and they Steelers receivers play like they're DBs that can hit. Like straight up, like in order to be a Steelers receiver, you got to be physical. You got to fire off the line. So yeah, no, great question, Aiden. I have no idea what who's going to replace Pickens. Pickens isn't happy, and I'll be honest. If I'm any of the other 31 teams, I'm not even. I don't want that in my locker room. I don't want that problem.
I want a wide receiver, and that's not one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I want a wide receiver that's not a crash out. So yeah, but no. Moving from one quarterback that is seeking a new home in free agency to another. I don't know if he should be seeking a new team or seeking a retirement home.
When I saw this before you go any further, but when I saw this on the show sheet, I went, God damn it, we got to do this.
I didn't write this. The memes wrote this.
I know. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just stating the facts.
The internet. So right after Matt Stafford signs with the Rams, motherfuckers had to have Aaron Rodgers memes preloaded up. The general consensus around the internet right now is that being that the Rams stick with Matt Stafford, any dots that connected Rodgers somehow making his way back to Cali, which we know that he fucking hates California, despite being a Californian. I mean, that's really because his family's there.
He hates Northern California.
This is true. He still owns a home in Los Angeles. All those dots that were connected for Aaron Rodgers to go to Los Angeles have now just blown up. C4 strapped around and just kaboom.
Yeah.
And everyone's now saying that Rodgers is heading to the Giants. Thoughts? The need I remind you that Giants do not have a quarterback on payroll right now.
There's a few teams that don't.
Daniel Jones is still on payroll. Look.
I'm telling you right now. I do not no bet, no money, no. I do not think he goes to the Giants. I think here's part of the problem. Here's part of the reason he's not going to the Giants. Here's part of the reason he's not going to the Giants. He just spent 2 years in the same freaking stadium. He doesn't want to deal with the bullshit. He's not going to New York. It ain't happening. Russell Wilson has a better chance of going to New York than freaking Aaron goddamn Rodgers. Okay? You brought up that he has a house in LA. I'm going to bring up the other house that I have brought up 3 or 4 times. I still think there is a chance that Tennessee does not draft a quarterback and they put him there. He bought a house in Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, bro.
And
I didn't even want to make this a Tennessee topic.
But, or does he do this? Does he copy Brett Favre?
Motherfucker. So, all right, you brought up the Brett Favre topic. Tacos brought up the Brett Favre narrative.
I think it's Tennessee.
A couple of my old coworkers from Underdog messaged me saying it's going to be Minnesota.
I don't. Yeah.
So I'll add 3 people there. So what? I'm already at 5.
Yeah.
Jamie messaged me and asked me what I thought. A couple of guys from the True Serum podcast brought it up as well. I'm at 7. And I think I have about a couple of different Facebook comments.
I mean, it's got to be brought up. I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's interesting. Here's my thing. If Tennessee does that, then that means that they're going Carter at first overall. They're already letting Landry seek. Letting Landry seek.
Or they trade out.
Yeah, they're letting him seek a trade. First off, Tennessee letting Landry pretty much damn near fucking walk is what it's sounding like. It sounded like they're not keeping him. Star player of your fucking defense last year. How you do this, I don't know. Even if you were going to get Carter, you should want that too as a tandem and as a pair.
I wouldn't be bringing that up right now, Robbie. There's another team letting Jonathan Allen seek a trade too.
Because we're going after Garrett. We're doing that purposely. We're going after Garrett or Crosby. But Tennessee's a team that's in no position to be losing pivotal pieces.
No.
If Tennessee were to bring in Aaron Rodgers, that is going to be a shorter fucking stint. You ever play the game on social media where it's like what player, or it's like comment a player that looked weird in another jersey. Remember when Randy Moss was a fucking Titan? It's going to be like that. It's going to be like that.
Remember when he was a 49er?
Yeah, it's going to be like that. Just a blip on the radar that no one fucking remembers. No one is going to remember that Aaron Rodgers ends his career with the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are going to suck just as much this upcoming season as last year if they go Aaron Rodgers. Tennessee, I am begging you, go with a quarterback. Get Ward, get Shador, build around one of the two. And if you are going to go Carter, then you need to be keeping Landry. Straight the fuck up. Otherwise, you're now rebuilding the defense all over again while there's simultaneously an offense that is that equivalent of that of a fucking Walmart clearance rack. Just shit that no one really wants. They're only getting it for the fucking cheap. Tennessee, you are this close to becoming the Cleveland Browns. You are this close. So, yeah, that's how I feel if they go and they get Aaron Rodgers. Memes aside, I do think that Aaron Rodgers, if he truly decides that I feel like he should retire. I feel like he should retire.
I agree, but I don't think he will.
I don't think he will because he's selfish.
Agree. 100% agree.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers has figured out life after football yet. And he knows that he can make money off of his name, but he knows that he's not highly liked. So it's like, how am I going to, keep this kind of up?
And he's not the guy to go into the booth.
Huh?
He's not the guy to go into the booth like Brady and Romo.
Yeah, no, he's not going to do that. There's with some of the shit that he said on McAfee on air, no major network is going to sign him. So if this is just a money grab for him, fine, fuck it, go to the Giants. I see it wholeheartedly. I do think there's some truth to there's always truth in a joke. So that's how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. Did you hear you hear that Deshaun Watson injured himself in rehab today?
Wait, he injured himself like a couple weeks ago in rehab.
Or was it a week? Or was it a couple of weeks ago?
Did he do it again?
I mean, the article that I read from the report.
I can tell you this. I know Cleveland Brown fans that think that they need to draft a quarterback, or some of them think they need to drop back and then draft the one that we like.
They have a guy that they can unload for assets, but right now they're holding him hostage. Myles Garrett, blink twice if you're being held hostage right now. Jonathan Allen's a Jaguar. That'd be interesting. Tennessee really makes me think Carter is hurt. Hunter wants to play two ways. Graham at one seems like a stretch.
Graham's not going one overall.
Yeah. One overall right now. It's a dog race between four players. I don't think there's one that we can necessarily. This year's draft is weird, and even when I've been listening to a couple of colleagues talk, that are close to the draft situation, it's seeming like a little bit that no one really knows who the 101 is going to be. Some are saying it's going to be Carter. Some are saying it could be Ward. Some are saying it could be Hunter. Some are saying it could be Shador. Tennessee's so unpredictable that there's even talks of them trading back. I think this is the first time in the last couple of years where definitively we have not been able to place our finger on who's number one. I think that it comes all down to a matter of preference as a scout and what you're looking for in ways to build your team.
I agree.
So it's gonna be like Wizards Jordan. I am dead. I'm also banging Tennessee. I want to play one of those scrubs twice a year. Brown's definitely going QB. After that, it's a free for all. For real. Now I'm taking Landon Jackson with this sports brawl casuals dead. Everybody wants to move back. That's the problem. I think 4 of the top 5 have been rumored. Yes, everyone in the top 4 has a rumor attached to them about moving back. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think that we are definitely dealing with a situation where one of you are going to move back. One of you are thinking about moving back. One of you doesn't know exactly what you want to do with that much power of having that high of a pick. I think there's a couple of different situations that you can, there's a couple of different arguments you can make for all 4 that justifies any one of them moving back for a specific piece or a specific player. Because as you get down the draft board, there is talent spread throughout. This year's draft, watching the combine these last 2 days, there's a lot of players that did not. That obviously, getting the invite to the combine, they're great. These are pro-ready guys. There's a lot of guys that necessarily didn't get the media hype because they were overshadowed and overshined by so many other college players that were more prolific just in the game of college alone that you didn't hear their name much, which we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yep.
Interesting stuff. We're going to turn our attention to our cover athlete of the night. I cannot remember the last time for a running back that I have seen mocks have an RB up this high. I have not seen situations where we were just talking about trade rumors where I'm hearing teams being willing to move up to get this kid or move back to even get this kid. I can't remember the last time that a running back was so heavily followed around about, oh, he's interviewing with this team, and now he's interviewing with this team, and this team scheduled an interview. Everywhere I turn, Ashton Genty's name is being linked to some team, even teams that you would expect that aren't going to have any shot at getting him at all are being linked. Tonight we discussed the skeleton key that is Ashton Genty. Let's face it, this kid could fit on all 32 teams, basically damn near, that pretty much don't already have a stud, or either have an aging stud and they're looking to replace that stud. What is your landing spot? I have heard that Jacksonville has considered possibly moving back for Genty. I've heard a Genty Jacksonville rumor. I've heard Genty interviewing with the Ravens. Washington just interviewed or saying that they're going to sit down with him. It's Dallas is supposed to be linked to Genty. I've seen everything. Mike.
Okay, so like you said, there's all these teams that are being linked to him. I know you saw an edit that I'm not going to bring up the team yet because I want to bring them up in a minute. But there was an edit, I think it was on Facebook, that in a certain jersey that I think you're the one that said, this would be crazy. I think there's a lot of teams that are interested in him. We haven't seen this since Bijan. Bijan was 8 overall. Gibbs was 12. But I think there's
Saquon. He's giving Saquon vibes.
He's giving Saquon and Zeke vibes is what he's doing. So the reason I brought up Zeke, you brought it up. I think 12 is the magic number. And the reason I think 12 is the magic number is because of who's at 12. And that is the Cowboys. So the reason I bring that up is at 11 is the San Francisco 49ers. Okay? I don't think the Niners aren't going to draft a running back. I don't think that's going to happen. But could they be a team that someone tries to move up with and have San Fran move back?
Aiden, I got you. Let me cook. I got you.
There's more than
If you want to throw it in there with your take, go for it. I'm gonna pour a shot. Go ahead.
But there's teams that can move up to move up right in front of Dallas. I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, if he doesn't, I'm gonna say who could move up in a minute. If nobody moves up to 12 and Jerry Jones does not draft Ashton Genty, Jerry Jones, sell me the team because you are a moron. You need to, after everything that he's done the last 2 years and saying, I'm all in, and then you don't do shit at that position, Rico Dowdle is not the answer, okay?
Jerry hasn't been all in since he came out of a vagina.
I don't know how to... Okay. A team that could try to jump up, and I'm going to bring it up because the graphic brought it up. There's a lot of talk about the LA Chargers. And,
yes, there is.
And like you brought up with the earlier topic, when there's smoke, there's fire. And him with Harbaugh would be scary.
That'd be scary as fuck, bro.
Okay.
The Chargers are so unique because in the first round, if they get Genty, scary. Because that offense was already scary with the bullshit kind of J.K. Dobbins. I don't want to say because Dobbins coming back off injury, doing that was absolutely insane. Genty, fully healthy Genty is, gosh, like catapults him. But then also like with their pick, they could go and get another receiver to help. So their whole landscape is dangerous because that it's skill position. It could be
Loveland. It could be Loveland.
Huh?
It could be the tight end too.
Warren?
No, the other one that played for if Warren's gone, Loveland played for Harbaugh at freaking Michigan. He was Harbaugh's tight end. He recruited him.
That it's going to be a skill position for fucking sure, bro. The Chargers can do whatever fucking want. Continue.
I'm going to bring up one if they do not. It's not a trade up. It could be a trade up. It could be a trade up or a draft, depending if the Cowboys cowboy it, because they very well could cowboy it. They got wide receivers. They got a quarterback. They need offensive line, but we know how this team is. They had a very good defensive player that should have gotten defensive player of the year and did not. Cincinnati doesn't have a running back.
Cincinnati does not. But Cincinnati is also in a unique enough position to where they could say we're comfortable with Chase Brown.
Yes.
The reason why I don't link Genty to Cincinnati is because I think there's enough confidence in Chase Brown, and I think they want to be more of a vertical team, and they know that, to where at 17, and they also have to think in the back of their minds of whatever the fuck could potentially possibly happen with T. Higgins, holdout.
Yep.
Maybe they do utilize him as trade bait down to like the witching hour in a draft scenario. So thinking about things like that, and then hearing a guy like Tech could potentially be a faller, which I don't think that's really going to happen. But I think that's just fucking bullshit, bro. Stop with the Tech McMillan being a faller. Bullshit.
Okay, so before you go, I'm gonna throw it over to you in a second. But I got one more big one. One more big one because it involves doing some other things with this team. Here we go. This team has a new head coach.
Chicago.
God damn you. But here's the thing. Do you know why I'm bringing Chicago up?
They pick at 10.
But why? Why am I bringing Chicago up at 10?
Because you can now have a 1-2 punch with him and Swift if Swift doesn't leave.
Ben Johnson was one of the offensive coordinators that let Swift go in Philly.
Yeah, that too. And I'm hearing that Swift is not going to be there probably.
He let him go in Philly. He went to Chicago. Now he's there. They brought Eric Bieniemy in, who Bieniemy could have drafted Swift. And instead, he drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Get off my team. So they could draft him at 10. But I don't think they're going to. You brought up that you were going to bring up someone that could come into this first round. I'm going to bring up a different running back. Because this is what I think the Bears should do. The Bears should draft an offensive lineman, probably Banks, at 10. And then in the second round, come back, and if one or two running backs that you might bring up aren't there, go for Caleb Johnson out of Iowa.
Okay.
Your turn. There's one other one I want for my team, for every team. There's another running back, but I think you're going to bring him up, so I'm not doing it.
The first round with running backs is definitely interesting. There are teams that don't necessarily need to address it. There are teams that could reach to address it because of how great of a talent that he is, because of what happened with running backs last year after a narrative of, well, why am I going to pay her this position? Now this is a position that is being heavily looked at. So having
there's
an
so
Ashton
many
Jinty,
guys. I think there's
could be
so many
effective.
guys that guys could wait too, and that's that. It's either teams are going to draft up or they're not going to draft up because positions are weak, but running back is deep.
Exactly, running back is deep this year. Amari Hampton. Is it Hampton or Hamilton? Yeah, Hampton. Yeah.
Hampton, and he is my number 2.
I've only seen 2 from 2 reports from scouts that are boots on the ground right now. I am hearing that Hampton could be moving up. Hampton is very, very interesting in that we've kind of seen how North Carolina running backs play out in the NFL.
Michael Carter.
We've seen this movie. I'm seeing some people say, no, Hampton really should be the RB1 over Jinty, which I think is fucking completely ludicrous. You still got Judkins. You still got fucking
Henderson.
Henderson out of Ohio State. I think that we do get 2 running backs in the first round. I think it is Jinty. It is Hampton. Hampton probably ends up with the better landing spot because he probably stands a chance of falling to a Ravens, a Commanders, a
Pittsburgh.
So on and so forth. Huh?
Could you see Pittsburgh doing it?
I don't.
Or do they stay away from that, like because what they did with Najee?
I see Pittsburgh staying away from it.
Okay.
Just because around that area is potentially where they could grab Dart.
I've also saw somebody they could draft a Buka.
They need to replace a crash out, so I have no problems with them getting a Buka.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely running back is definitely for sure interesting this year. I do see it being a position that as we get closer to draft day, everyone pays a lot more attention to. Because I think that is a make or break position for a lot of teams this year. That kind of lull of we're not going to pay a running back hurt a couple of teams. And the teams that have pedigree running backs right now, it looks like they're going to be running the NFL for a hot minute as long as those guys remain healthy. So definitely interested to see where Hampton goes. Definitely interested to see where Jinty goes. Right now, where I see that Jinty goes, all speculation aside, I feel like it's really BB. It's realistically between Dallas. I could see the Raiders trying to go as early as 6 to get him. But that's too much of a Raiders move. That in order for the Raiders to get him at 6, that means that they're locking in Russell Wilson at the very least, or Sam Darnold at the very least, or something. Prior to the only way the Raiders are getting Jinty at 6 is if they already have quarterback figured out. If they don't have quarterback figured out, they're not going running back. Plain and simple. Also, though, we have to factor in that the Raiders historically will do Raiders things. They might need, while they do need a quarterback hands fucking down, I could honestly see the Raiders being like, we're not going to get any of these free agents. Fuck getting quarterback in the draft. Let's get Jinty this year. We got Jinty. We got Bowers. We'll get a couple of receivers, and then we'll go and try and get a quarterback later on. But then it's like, okay, now you have all these talent pieces. Whatever quarterback that you install next season has to be the guy. At the end of the day, you have to have the field general that could disperse the ball. Right now, for me, it's between the Raiders and it's between Dallas. At the end of the day, it's going to be one of those teams. Either the Raiders are going to Raider or Dallas is going to Dallas. There's also a chance that both of them could do both of their fucking things and both missed out on Genty.
Let me ask you this. Let's just say they don't Raider it, but they don't take Genty. Okay, they don't take Genty. They do what? Let's say they do what? It could be Shador. It could be whatever. It could be anything.
Let's say Shador falls there.
But even if they don't, say they take an O-line, it doesn't matter who the hell it is. Say they take Tet. I mean, let's just say they could take anyone. Okay? Say they get Russ.
Please don't wish that on Tet.
I've seen that in mocks before. I haven't recently because of the whole following thing, whatever. But I just looked at the mock draft, or not mock draft. I just looked at the draft order, okay? The Raiders have the 6th pick and got number 37. You said Omarion Hampton and you said Genty in the first round. You didn't say Travion Henderson. You didn't say Judkins. And now Chip Kelly is the offensive coordinator of the Raiders. If one of those was to fall to 37, wouldn't that be a perfect spot for one of those two?
That would be a fucking amazing spot. That would. But now you're mocking for the Raiders to not Raider.
I know. But here's the thing.
And that's what
we don't know. I get it. But we don't know because you got Brady now. This is Brady's first draft. Okay? And I just listened to the Pivot last week. Okay? Great podcast. They had Richard Seymour on there. I might be dumb. I don't know. Dumb's not the right word.
Leaves his flip-flopping every way. I was like, yes, sir. And then Howard.
Okay. I might be, what's the word I'm looking for? Ignorant. That's the word I'm looking for. But I did not realize that Richard Seymour is also a minority owner.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard Seymour was on the Pivot, and he was bringing up, like, I talked to Tom about blah, blah. Tom's not, I don't know if Tom's going to let them, they're still going to do something stupid. Don't get me wrong. As long as Bowl Cut Boy is freaking the owner and going to all these places and bringing blondes that are like 20 years younger than me. I mean, he's bringing blondes that's younger than Leafs. And, as long as he does that, something's going to happen. But could they? I mean, if Travion or Judkins are there at 37 and they don't pull the trigger, then yes, they're Raidering it.
Hey, really quick, I want to shout Travion though. Hilton High School, I believe he went to Hilton. Yeah, he went to Hilton. Because one of my homies coached him, Chris Davis. Yeah, Chris Davis actually used to be my neighbor back when I used to live at High Point. He lived right behind me. Want to shout him out. I'm excited. I'm excited to see a Virginia boy get drafted. I'm excited to see a Virginia boy get drafted. Speaking of Virginia boys, a homie from Virginia Tech looked like shit today on the DB drills. What was it, Smith? I want to say
he didn't look good.
Nah, bro. He had a high point pass. He had a high point pass that he dropped. It was a really bad drop, and then he had one that he tipped, but like the way that he tipped it, if the receiver's behind you, the receiver's catching that, it's like the trajectory on it wasn't even that great. It was a rather interesting. It was rather interesting. I'll say that. I'll say that.
What do you think about Denzel Burke from Ohio State? Because the one rep I just saw didn't look very good.
Burke I didn't like what I saw of Burke, right?
I didn't either. I saw one rep on the stutter pivot move, and it looked choppy as hell.
But I have colleagues that are like I'm like getting like hit up with like notes and shit about the day. And, like I have colleagues that are like, I like what I saw. I'm like, you're fucking bugging, But I mean, it all depends on what scope of lens that you're looking at it through. Me, I'm looking at it through, how I would go through drills, or like how I played. So I mean, it's different. I mean, every person's notes are going to look different at this point in time. Shout out to RJ Mickens with back-to-back 4-5s. I mean, that shows consistency. On the other side of the show, we are going to talk about NFL Combine standouts. We understand that it's only 2 days in. Who knows? Maybe we throw in what we expect, for the next for the next day or so.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for that. On the other side of the show, we're going to be talking some basketball. We're going to be talking about some basketball, so be on the lookout for that. We have a couple of different things. We do have to check in on Mike's Chiefs because we have some chatter coming out of that organization, out of that locker room that I'm going to be briefing you guys on as well. That and a whole hell of a lot more. On the other side of the show, it's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. Ayo. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. We will see you right after this quick break and these messages. Remember to check out Odds Checker.
Hey, bro. Yeah. When is this going to kick in?
When is what going to kick in?
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, or turn me up, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop CLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no one zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
We are going to the one in Colorado Springs, not the one with the shooting happened here in Berkeley.
What the fuck?
Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. See, life's kinda funny. You stick to the road to the riches and hope you don't crash like some dummy. To get to this money, you cut every piece of the pie to find out you sliced into an onion. Now let's change the subject. These niggas who think they got something, but actually they end up with nothing. It's getting disgusting. I'm tired of the fucking assumptions. I'm about to blow up like a Russian, so stick to the plan. When you lose it, gotta get it again. Keep it moving, never stick in the sand. Even with tired, like Michelin Man, shit, I know I'm the man, so I don't give a damn about opinions. I'm racking up millions, you stacking opinions. She throwing it back in the back of the venue. Now we taking off in her man and his feelings. Now back to the business. Back to the lab with my niggas. Actually back doing laps in the trenches. It's my second home, I ain't have to go visit. I stay resident, embedded to live in the life of a nigga. By day we just niggas, at night we the victim. The life of go get 'em, so I'ma go get it. I stick to my plan and I stay on my mission. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. So this is my message. Sometimes you just living in life, be an actor. Don't try to direct it. Now let's change directions. It's like that we live full of lessons. Don't count chickens, start counting blessings before they go missing. I promise you, I'm on a mission. I want something, I'ma go get it. No hidden intentions. I open my eyes, saw my vision. Now everyone see that I'm gifted. I'm rapping like Christmas. You niggas just under a tree. I'm smoking it, not metaphorically. I'm smoking no tree. No one's smoking on me. So when I say you're under it, no, that means me. I'm a poet MC and I'm living my dream. Hoping that hopefully you see the hope in me. And if you don't, fuck it, cause I'm all I need. Keep my ear to the game and my mind to the streets. I'm a beast. Stick to the number one mission at hand. Stay true to yourself and give your life meaning and fuck their opinions they won't understand. To get to the top, gotta give all you got. Only getting one shot, so give up or not until your heart stops. Gotta stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go and chase shit. Just stick to the
All righty, we are back. That break, I clearly must have had a couple of pocket dials there. Just give me one moment. I am working on sharing this link. Hey, Mike. You hear about that asteroid that's supposed to like hit Earth?
Yeah, I heard you're going to find out where you are in 2032.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the impact point. So no. Let me. I'm a math guy. You know, I love numbers and shit. You know, I love stats. Is really what it is. That asteroid has a 3.2%. I think it's gone down to 3.1 as of recently. Chance of impacting the Earth in 2032. The Dallas Cowboys have a 1.4 chance of winning the Super Bowl next year or this upcoming season. You have a better chance of being in an impact zone of the asteroid than fucking Dallas winning the Super Bowl. That's real math. Gotta love it. You know, it feels good to not be on the other side of that equation anymore. You know, like I have a little taste of how you feel. Obviously, you have Super Bowls.
But I didn't for 39 goddamn years. You know that commercial was like, you ever hear that song? It was like, I've been searching for Super Bowl victories for 50 years, and I'm 39 years old. That was me.
Dog, it's hard out here. It's hard out here for a sports fan. Before we get into combine standouts, we're going to take a quick segue. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly.
You get the damn bottle.
We always give you guys at least 3 for free. Me, I just be doing my own thing.
Robbie's got a 1.5 liter over there.
I have no words. Like it's not what I ordered.
No, it's not what you ordered, but that's what you got.
Oh.
That's not what you ordered, but that's what you got.
Just shoot it down. Have y'all seen Armageddon? Armageddon, they weren't trying to take down an asteroid. They were trying to take down an asteroid. I got beef with the College of Akron. I'm dead. What did Akron do to you? We are going to segue here really quick. We
are
the Los Angeles Lakers, ladies and gentlemen, are 1.5 games back from the Memphis Grizzlies. We are 16 or we're like 14-2 in our last in our last 16.
Something like that.
Some crazy shit. Like since the Luka trade, we've only I think lost 2.
Yeah,
we are
we're 1.5 back from the Grizzlies and the Nugs.
and the Nugs. And the Nugs. Lee said, no, Ja, pull out your graph. Steve Smith lays down fight. I'm going to talk about that here. I'll don't worry.
My God.
I'll feed you some juice. Don't worry. Mike, we're both Lakers fans. How do you feel, bro? Because like when before the trade, when we were sitting there at 5, I was like, there's no shot that we make it to the finals. With the way that we were playing, with Mr. Glass being our big man, I was ready to mail in the season. I was like, I'm just happy with making the playoffs. My Dodgers got a World Series. Commanders made it to an NFC championship. We could just fucking get in the playoffs. Like, I'm having a great sports year. We're staring down the barrel of an NBA Finals.
Okay, so I hope you would agree with me on this. Even though, no. Even though I am a Chiefs fan, I am very critical of the Chiefs at times.
I am critical of the Lakers. I am critical of the Dodgers.
And
I'm critical of the Capitals.
And I'm going to be critical right now. We're not making the finals.
We're making the finals.
Hear me out. This is why I don't think we're going to make the finals. I don't remember. This was last week. There was a stat that came out when we lost 2 in a row. There was a stat that came out. I don't remember the exact number. But there was a number of 3-pointers shot. Lakers had done it 3 times since the inception of the Lakers franchise in LA. 2 of those 3 times were in back-to-back games when we first got Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not the rescinded trade, I think, is going to bite us in the rear end at the end. And the reason I think, and I'm not upset about the whole Mr. Glass. I'm not. This
man made it to this man made it to a finals last year.
Hear me out. This has nothing to do with Luka himself.
It fucking sounds like it.
No, it's not. My problem with the Lakers.
Hurting my feelings.
I'm a Lakers fan. I'll go put on a Lakers hat right now.
I'm light skinned and I'm emotional.
I have to deal with this living in fucking California. Okay? My issue is they are not built without the big man. That we don't have a big man. It's Jackson Hayes, okay? I don't think we're built.
Jackson Hayes has been balling.
Hear me. We're not built for a 7-game series. That's my concern. My concern is we can win in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, I'm afraid that we're not built for a 7-game series against freaking OKC or the Nugs. I don't even think it's going to be. I think the Nugs is going to hold a tougher problem with us in a 7-fucking-game series. That's my concern. 7-game series with the roster we have, we're not going to be able to do it because we're not going to be able to be physical enough.
I do think that physicality is definitely going to weigh like rear its ugly head eventually.
Yeah.
Right now we're early. We're down against the Clippers right now. Clippers have been playing some good ball last couple games. Like
because PG finally decided not to do a podcast.
Yeah. PG woke up, podcast P. But no, I mean, in all honesty, there's enough time between now and when the tournament starts to where we can figure this thing out. In order for us to make the finals, we are going to have to play a Steve Kerr-esque style Golden State Warriors small ball-esque type of style.
And we don't shoot the 3 good enough percentage-wise to do so.
I don't think I will agree with you right now as statistics stand. I think that greatly improves once we figure out how to loop Luka in. A lot of the work that Luka's been doing has been in the assist game. Like his assist game right now for us is the reason why we're fucking teams up. Is the reason why LeBron is putting up 40-point nights like at 40 years old. Like it's since Luka has joined that team. Yeah, bigs are definitely gonna wear us out. I do agree with that.
Oh yeah.
If we can figure out the small ball rotation, and if we can figure out how to hit the three, how to hit the high percentage shot at a high clip, and if we can make sure that we're knocking down our free throws at a high clip whenever we get sent to the line, we'll be golden. If Luka can start getting the calls that he probably should be getting, I'm sorry, I haven't seen a single call go Luka's way since being in purple and gold. I feel like Nico Harris was like, I'm putting a bounty out. Yeah, we got Rui. I want to see Rui work a little bit more down low, especially on the rebounding tip. But Rui is even going. Luka makes everyone better on the court. Like, I see a vast difference in Lakers basketball when I was watching it before the trade, and now that I'm watching it after the trade, I'm like, holy fuck. I cannot miss a Luka Lakers game now. I understand obviously I understood Luka because, just watching the game, like as a spectator, I'm like, and I used to be like, damn, the Mavs got a special one, damn, like that's amazing. Go back to old Rumboyz clips when I used to heavily cover basketball. I used to always hype up Luka. I love Luka. There's clips. You can go and find clips where I'm like, man, I need to get me a Luka Mavs jersey. I can get me a Luka Lakers jersey right now. Like, I'm so stoked that we have Luka. How LeBron fans were like, I'm now a Lakers fan when we got LeBron. That's me. I'm already a Lakers fan, and I just got one of my favorite players to watch in the game. Luka has lost so much weight since being with the Lakers. He's taken everything the Mavs said about him personal. He's learning how to fit into this offense. Put up a triple-double in his revenge tour. Like, Luka never gets those calls. The way he acted in the finals, put a target on his back in Refland. I could see that. I could see that. I mean, but come on, like that technical to open up the game against the Mavs was fucking egregious. Like the way that the Mavs were just throwing fucking shoulder into, or not the Mavs, the way that the Timberwolves were just throwing shoulder into Luka. Like Luka was just like, fuck it, like whatever. Oh, well, Luka needs to lose weight, bro. He has weight because he's gonna get pressed at every single fucking corner, at every single chance that he touches the ball. This man's the future of the NBA. We got our future. And then the way that Austin Reeves is playing right now, the way that Reeves is looking like Neo. He is the one with the Matrix. Uncle Shay Shay's right. OKC, UFC, motherfucking Lakers in 5. I'm saying about Lakers in 5. It doesn't. We're gonna make it to the finals, and whoever we face in the finals, Lakers in 5. And I'm mad that because I that is literally a Robbie line. Like I said that during the bubble tournament. So Lakers in 5, bro. Lakers in 5, bro. Look, we said this about my Dodgers leading up to last season, and I believed all the way through the end. We said this about my Commanders. I believed up to the very end. I'm saying this about my Lakers. I'm going to believe until the very end. Don't believe me, just watch. GLD in my chain. GLD in my watch. I'm saying, yo, what? Let me head over to Odds Checker real quick before I get off this Lakers topic. See, now y'all done. Now y'all done fucking sparked it off real quick.
They pissed off the beast.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm pissed off, bro. We're plus 1,800 on FanDuel per Odds Checker live right now to win the finals. I'm putting a shot on it.
Well, that's not a surprise.
You'll get eaten alive by Jared Allen, Mobley on the Cavs, Tristan Thompson. Stop.
Oh, wait. Who just said Tristan Thompson? No.
Washed.
Tristan Thompson, never. I'm going to be nice.
Rest my case. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Robbie.
I got a message from a source.
I don't get to know who this is.
We interviewed him.
Okay.
A certain person of yours is coming back.
Yeah.
You guys probably already heard on Pat McAfee that he's coming back. I got word from Rumboyz Rookie. I got word from Rumboyz Rookie that the Rumboyz Rookie is also going to be back. Yeah.
Wait, from Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still going to be on the roster.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's an Andy Reid thing.
Oh no, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
And when Reid is like, I see something in you.
Well, we also saw to go off a tangent real quick. I think the person also saw what happened when he left and went to a certain team on the East Coast for a half a year.
Doesn't count. Any person's career with that team does not count.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is he saw what happens when you go to places like that compared to what he had, and he's willing to make the sacrifice. If a coach is willing to make the sacrifice for him, he's willing to make the sacrifice for that coach. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's just natural player thing. But yeah, so according to this person, even though it's already been reported, you guys in the chat already know about it.
Yep.
We didn't film when I got this news, so I couldn't break it to you. Travis Kelce is fucking coming back. Travis Kelce at 35 is coming back. I have been told that I'm at liberty to talk about this. And guess what? I'm definitely at liberty to talk about this because we're shooting on a Friday night and this dropped on a Wednesday.
It's been out, yeah.
I have the way that I feel from a very high football level. How do you feel personally as a fan?
I'm happy. I'm happy that he's back. Trey Smith is not coming back, okay? We're franchising Trey Smith, but the reason I believe we're franchising Trey Smith is for one reason: to trade him and to get compensation for said player. Okay, for Kelce, I am happy he's coming back. As soon as the zeros hit on February 9th, 2025, and I sat in self-pity that we lost the game.
You didn't have to do that to yourself.
I knew that he was coming back. There's no way that this type of competitor was going to quit and retire with the contract still in hand, coming off of that kind of a performance and at the end of that season. He was not. I believe that if we did win the game, he would be hanging him up. But he's not going to go out like that. So it doesn't surprise me one bit.
What I was told is that something to those exact words was said.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me one bit. And I've thought that for 6 weeks.
So that whole Super Bowl winning team from that beat the 49ers, like I guess like they're all like even players that aren't even there anymore. Like there's like a chat, like they have like their own like separate thing.
Yeah.
And it was
You're talking the first Niners Super Bowl, not the second one.
the one that you guys just beat in Vegas.
Okay. The second one.
And apparently there was something to the effect of can't go out like that.
Yeah.
So one big ups to Trav. I mean, at that playing tight end at that position, like and still doing it at a high level. Like the thing is, like there's no question about it that the guy still has like something in the tank. It sounds like those 2 drops in the first quarter are really fucking eating at him, and he's ready to go out there and be like, "Yo, no, like fuck this. Like if I'm gonna die on my sword, I'm gonna die on my sword." So I'm definitely interested to see how this plays out. Where me at a high level comes in, where I don't like it. I have to have a piece of where I've been looking at this. I'm like, fuck.
Is what?
I don't like it because one, Noah Gray's been staring through that rear view.
God damn you!
Wait,
You know I'm not. I'm in 1,000 freaking % agreement, and that's why it annoys me.
You can, because of who your quarterback is, you can get away with 12 person personnel.
I think we have to
packages.
More. I think we have to more.
Yeah, I think that you can say like if Kelsey were to retire, right? Like had that been the case before this news came out, I think that you could have gotten away with being like, fine, Noah Gray, Justin Watson, we now deploy 12 personnel more frequently than previously. And now this is a thing. And you can get a tight end late with this class that you can be able to develop, so on and so forth.
Right,
Even if you have to move on between one of the two.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Did you hear the rumor about a week and a half ago, before when it was still concerned that he was still going to retire? What is something the Chiefs have done a decent amount, and that is we traded for Frank Clark, we traded for Orlando Brown, you
guys trade really well.
But we trade for disgruntled players who need fresh starts with our late first-round pick. There was rumors that Brett Veach had already called Atlanta.
Where are you going with this?
There was rumors that
I saw that.
There was rumors that if Kelsey retired, that we were going to try to get Pitts with the 31st pick.
Do you think that call to Pitts is also in connection to Kelsey being like, what the fuck? No.
I think it was just us having, because we're exploring it in case he's gone. I think it was purely like backup plan kind of thing. I don't think that, I think he had in his head that I don't think he ever thought he was leaving.
Someone on Instagram DM'd me and they were like, can you make a they want me to make a shirt to like this effect. I might have to collaborate with Mike and see what we can do to make that friendly on a shirt, because there's a lot of fantasy managers that would probably buy that shirt that have been burned by Kyle Pitts.
I still have them on 2 rosters, so. I can't get I have them in Dynasty, and no one will. I can't sell them.
Hey, hush my child.
He's on my bench in one league because I've got.
It's okay.
Hey, I drafted freaking Trey McBride, and I got Trey McBride sitting. I got Trey McBride and him. Trey McBride is starting.
So you got Pitts as collateral.
I can't start him. But I can't drop the mofo, and I'm not going to take a 4th round rookie pick for him.
Bro, I would so take a step. Here's the thing. Here, all right. Wait. I have like multiple dynasty championships in a row.
I'm aware.
In a row. So like, I'm the wrong person to ask. Would I
do you want
accept
him? I have him in a league with you, I think.
I'm the wrong person because I'd be like, fuck yeah. I'd be like, I would have done that bitch year 1. Like, I also analyze the game through a very different lens. Like, there's difference when you click clack motherfuckers like on like the gridiron and like you come from that. From Travis Kelce on to the current class right now, the prospects of tomorrow. Big research weekend. I'm happy that all of us are going to be, kind of at our desk, taking notes, jotting down everything. I have a lot of notes about certain players that have already gone. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I have some I have mostly positive reviews that I want to put out on here. Actually, I'm only going to put out positive reviews on here. I'm not tearing any player down tonight. These gurus need to let it go. I'm dead. Yeah, there's a lot of people that need to let go of the Kyle Pitts thing.
Oh, I'm not. There's a lot more people. Yeah.
Yes, Mason Taylor and rookie drafts to replace him. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh yeah.
I would drop Pitts in a heartbeat for if I got Mason Taylor. Well, speaking of, I didn't even want to start with the tight ends, but I mean, this tight end group is kind of nice. Obviously, Warren, Godson didn't work out today, but Mason Taylor.
Okay, so you saw what I put in this private chat, right?
I did see what you put in the private. Did you see my public notes on the book?
No, but here's the thing. No, I'm just going to explain myself. So in the chat, I put, holy crap, Mason Taylor's gauntlet. Okay. Robbie knows I've already liked Mason Taylor going into this process. Me and Robbie have talked about Mason Taylor off camera. So the reason I'll be honest, I haven't watched I wasn't able to watch the combine before I got home. And when I got home, it was the DBs. The tight ends are going right now in the 40. So I haven't watched anything. I really haven't watched much. But during halftime, I was on the book and on NFL's or Instagram and NFL's page, they played his gauntlet. That is the only gauntlet I have seen out of any tight end.
That's not his best part of the day.
He didn't.
That's not his best part of the day.
He was a straight line.
Hold on. What if I tell you his gauntlet was not his best part of the day?
Then what was?
First off, it's one of the best gauntlets I've ever seen. When this motherfucker got to the sled, and damn near gave that shit a kiss.
Did it pop?
Bro, homie got on that sled. He, out of all the tight ends, not looking at, if you do not look at the physical measurables on paper, if you are looking at them standing next to each other, holy fuck, he looks significantly smaller than everyone else.
Yeah, he is.
But god damn, in every single drill, and as every drill progressed, me knowing football, I'm thinking you have this weird expectations with Nepo babies where you're like, either you're going to continue with your bloodline, like even exceed your bloodline, the McCaffreys, Christian more so. We don't know what Luke is going to be yet. But either you're going to exceed your bloodline, the Mannings, or we're going to see you completely fall off, Michael Jordan's son. There's a wide range of outcomes when it comes to Nepo babies. And what I saw from Mason Taylor today, boy, you got football in your blood. You got football in your heart. In every drill. On that sled drill, he knew that he was undersized.
Okay, so I'm going to bring one up. And I have a question, though. I have an actual question about Taylor. I agree with you about the Nepo and all this, but I'm going to bring up another Nepo baby.
He played with more heart than any tight end to date on drills.
There was a Nepo baby that you loved coming out of college.
Which one?
Another Nepo tight end that you loved coming out of college.
Which one?
Came out of the same school. Yes.
That is?
Yes.
So I thought about that today. I knew that you were going to bring that up. Because LSU's receiving prowess is at such a high.
That's why I'm asking.
I think that's why the tight end position is yet to work out. But I think because he has that NFL pedigree in his bloodline, he can succeed. He played with heart throughout every drill. I feel like personally he helped his draft stock more than anyone else. Ferguson did run the fastest 40 of tight ends. He's going to get picked up. He's going to get utilized. I want to see what his arc is going to be. Ferguson's weird. Ferguson's weird.
Taylor was already, you already know this. Taylor was already my 3 or 4 going into this. So it doesn't surprise me that he's doing this. I'm literally about to watch Fannin run the 40. Like I'm watching Fannin about to run the 40 right now.
Fannin was interesting. Fannin definitely shows flashes. Jordan's son got Pippen's wife. It's okay. Yeah, he also got arrested for possession. So yeah, the tight end grouping is definitely unique. I like Fannin. I like Fannin off the blocks. Like what you'll see during the sled drills, you'll see certain guys where blocking is not their forte, and see certain guys like with Taylor. Taylor demonstrated in every single drill that he can do all the work. Ferg demonstrated he can do all the work. Ferg's sled drill was, Yeah, he's Julius Thomas. He's basically Julius Thomas.
4.63. Damn.
He's like a lot of people get arrested for that nowadays. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot of guys weren't getting their pass. A lot of guys, they were in more passing offenses where the tight end was basically a glorified receiver.
Yeah.
And you could see that. You could see that in the drill work. I want to talk about what we saw from the DBs today. Maxwell Harrison. I am thoroughly impressed. So I saw live a 4.29 when I saw him run it. That's what I saw live. They're saying it's a 4.28. I think that's just media trying to be like, oh, like let's just scratch a second off. We've seen this before. Harrison also flew through every single drill with perfection. Definitely shot himself up from a day 2 type of guy to maybe a late day 1 guy. What are your thoughts on what we saw from Maxwell Harrison today?
I think he improved his stock, but I think he just improved his stock on day 2. I think he's going to be. I think he's still going to be a day 2 pick, but I think he where instead of being late second to early third round pick, early second. You know what I'm saying? Like early second.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have a team that really wants him and then could move up a couple picks and say a team in the last 4 picks drop back a little bit, so because for people that don't know, and tell me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the reasons teams do move up just a couple picks to move into the first round is if you draft them in the first round, you get an extra year of control. So you get that 5th year. So if a team really does want him, I can see that happening, but I do more or less think that he's going to be he can move himself into like a high day to like a top 10 pick in the second round.
Maxwell's interesting because coming from someone that's had like experience in this situation from like the covering of it side, and like here we are another year, we're doing this again. I wouldn't mind if a team reached for Maxwell, if a needy cornerback team, if Green Bay were to be like, that's our guy, I wouldn't be shocked at all. And I'd actually commend them for it.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Like, obviously, if Hunter's going to go as a corner, whatever team gets him, great. Campbell, great. I think this guy might have shot himself up to top 3. I think this is definitely where I start looking like, oh shit, you have some things, and you actually went out there and you did drills, and whoever you thought could have been the 3 could have been him. He flew through every drill. He did everything with perfection. We're talking catching at the high point. We're like fucking flawless, in all honesty. Another guy that I do want to shout out is Iman Worry.
Yep.
Safety.
That's one I was hoping you were going to bring up.
This man could hawk down Jettis, CD, and Pickens.
And he's the size of DK Metcalf.
My fucking goodness. Oh. And he likes to hit.
He ran a faster 40 than Derwin James. I'm just telling you right now.
And guess who likes to hit?
Yep.
Derwin James. Like,
did you see when they showed the simulcast?
What?
They showed I just saw it a little bit ago. They showed him with James running the 40.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I did see that. Iman Worry is single-handedly the probably best safety in this draft.
The number one, I would say the number one is the dude from Texas.
Oh fuck, I can't remember his name right now.
But he's not performing. So
Iman Worry just shot his stock.
Yes. Yes.
That is giving Sean Taylor, folks. It's giving Sean Taylor.
Okay, and I'm just going to tell people that don't know this. For Robbie to say...
Wait. We are going to bring up...
Well, We'll bring him up. We'll bring him up. He's coming up. We're going by position.
No, yeah, we were going by position.
Okay,
but
I'm just going to say real quick. But we'll go to him next. I was just going to say for people, for Robbie to bring up his name in the same vein as Sean Taylor is a big deal for Robbie to bring that up.
It's giving Sean Taylor.
For Robbie to say that, that's not something that Robbie takes lightly.
Wow, everyone started going in. Oh, we'll start. It's like, bro. We're highlighting this man right now.
We're not saying Starks is bad.
What the fuck?
Wait till the episodes where we talk shit about people. Award. That'll be later.
I'm trying to highlight players right now that do deserve it, and that, like, Amawari was no one was thinking that this was gonna happen. It was one of those things that when he clocked that speed today, it was like, oh shit. And then when you saw him get low on drills, like, we're not, like, give us a minute. Let us cook, chat. Go ahead, continue.
No, I mean, that's all I got to say about him. I mean, like I've said, I haven't been able to watch everything. But I do think that he shot up his draft stock. So let's move on from DB and go to D-line because we're going to get yelled at if we don't. I brought him up pre-show.
Apparently I have to fucking first give like a whole in-depth analysis about starts.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know. Okay. Stewart from Texas A&M. Oh my God. An 11-10 freaking, what was it? 11-10 broad. 40 something, or was it 40 vert? Let's just say that the Stewart guy from Texas A&M ran the 3-cone, or the what do they call it? The little loop-de-loop, where they put the towel down and they run around the hoop.
Oh fuck! Go ahead, continue.
You know what drill I'm talking about? Okay.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. He
was great at that. He got around the corners perfect. Okay. James Pierce is good, yes, but Stewart, what I'm saying is Stewart rose his stock the most between the two.
Yes.
Everyone knew that James Pierce was an athletic freak. I get that. But Shamar Stewart just rose his more. That's the only reason I'm bringing him up in the vein that I am. Stewart definitely rose the stock. Definitely a first-round draft pick. Definitely a top 20 draft pick now. He's moved his stock up. Pierce has moved his stock up a little bit. But to me, the winner of day one,
Pierce right now is to me like one of those boys, like off of guys like went out there, did their workouts and everything, did their drills. Pierce is one of them boys that like just jumps off the paper to me.
Yeah. To me,
and hold on. I want to share a story though. Elijah Simmons was in the background during a NFL draft when they announced a pick. Elijah Simmons out of Tennessee, 6'1", 334, got to participate in the combine today. I want to see where his career goes. Aiden did bring it up. Combine doesn't mean anything. For some players, it means everything. The combine is where they actually get their big break.
Yeah.
For some, it don't matter. It seems like with Simmons, it's in his blood. It seems like there's a narrative being built. There's a young star being born.
But for Shamar so his was a 4.59 40. I know Pierce was higher, but 4.59 40, 40-inch vert, and a 10-11 broad, plus what I saw on the little hoop drill. To me, he is the one. He was my big winner of last night.
Yeah, Stewart went off. Hammond,
yeah.
Hammond went off. Hammond's footwork for me. Hammond's footwork for me was amazing. Chat, we are going to have, I will have episodes where I'm going to highlight certain prospects. Do not worry. Do not worry. Shamar Stewart, definitely that was a player that I shared earlier. There's a boy out of UCLA that I want to highlight really quick.
The linebacker.
Yes, the linebacker. Swisher?
Nope, let me get his name. Hold on.
I'm going through all of my notes throughout the week.
The one that ran the fastest 40 for a linebacker.
Yep.
Cayenne Madrano.
Yes, Madrano.
4.46 40.
Imagine that speed coming at you.
6'3", 222, 4.46 40 with a 38-inch vert and a 10.5 broad.
That is one that I am all in for, that I am all game for, that I want to see more of. I want to see where that kid lands.
He needs to be in a good spot.
If the landing spot is right to where he can just, the defense is going to create his ability to hit gaps, and he's hitting gaps at that speed. Fuck. We have a different problem on our hands. We do have a different problem on our hands. So that is one that I am excited for. Let me just go through my list really quick. I don't think that right now that there's anyone else. Yeah, Cambridge Reynolds. Hey, but and Switzer went off too. Switzer had a 39.5 vertical. So
yeah. Who was the other one I was looking at?
Like I said, I mean there's a lot of players.
There's a lot.
I will do a GI breakdown. I'll give you a G. I will definitely give you a GI breakdown. Wasn't on my notes for right now for tonight because I had so many that I had to get through. Let me just go back, look at our show notes really fast. Damn, we broke down a lot of prospects just then.
Yeah.
All right. Did you hear about this shit though?
What shit?
You hear about the new Hard Knocks season?
Let kids be kids.
So, for those that are not getting the context behind where I'm about to go with this topic, where Mike is getting that from, Hard Knocks NFL Films even were not able to get a team to do Hard Knocks offseason this year because the Giants embarrassed themselves so fucking bad
that no one wants to do the offseason.
No one in the NFL wants to do Hard Knocks offseason. So Bill Belichick, probably inspired by his girlfriend, who's 23 years old at best.
Good for him.
That's crazy. Is going to be doing Hard Knocks offseason with the UNC Tar Heels in the ACC. Thoughts?
This is a Bill move. This is a Bill move to get eyes on his team. This is a Bill move to get kids to look at his team. What did I tell you the day that
It's a Bill move because Bill doesn't like publicity.
Okay, sorry, it's not a Bill move. It's a Michael Lombardi move. He's the GM of the UNC Tar Heels. Okay. Where did Michael Lombardi used to work? NFL Network. He knows all about publicity.
He used to guest appearance on Pat McAfee very frequently.
Yes. I mean, okay. My point with
both of them still do.
My point with it is one of the things that I pointed out that I thought was going to happen when the coaching decision was announced was that he would end up winning.
That's fucking nuts.
In the future, I said he is going to win what? I didn't say he was going to win recruiting freshmen. I said he was going to win the transfer portal. And with the offseason Hard Knocks, it's going to show spring practice and all that jazz. Well, next year, when you're transferring from your school or it's, whatever, and you see what they do in the offseason mix, guess what? Oh, I like that, or I can do this, or blah, blah.
Bill runs a tight program.
Huh?
Bill runs a tight program. Lombardi
runs
a tight program. So if they could put that on display, I get what you're saying. I can attract more recruits.
And especially the transfer portal guys that say, like, for instance, just didn't. I'm telling you, it's.
Did Hard Knocks just become the enemy? In like not for us, like not for like guys like us, but like for like the guys that are like anti-NIL still. Like
no, not NIL. No, they just became the enemy. Hard Knocks just became the enemy of the transfer window and people wanting to change the portal. Sorry,
teams. And isn't Hard Knocks owned by HBO? Hard Knocks is owned by HBO, right?
Yes, sir.
You know how much money Max just is going to get year in, year out? The SEC is going to make sure that every school in the SEC fucking gets featured in Hard Knocks from here on out. We're going to have Hard Knocks College and Hard Knocks NFL.
Yep.
We're going to be watching two different Hard Knocks.
But the thing is, with the transfer portal,
is going to make how the collegiate transfer portal affects the NFL. Hard Knocks.
I knew I was smart.
These motherfuckers just broke the marketing game.
But what I'm saying is, these two idiots, and yes, I'm calling them idiots. They're not idiots.
I just got a message from an inside source.
These two idiots are the perfect idiots to figure this freaking shit out.
I just got a message from an inside source. Hypothetically, what if we keep Levis and just build the defense?
I'm telling you this. I've been telling you that Abdul Carter is the right pick.
Watched your show. I watched your show tonight. What if Rodgers is never in the equation and it's Carter all along and figure out a way to keep Landry?
Okay.
We're smarter than you think.
Fan or inside?
This one's both.
Okay.
This one's both.
That's fine.
I can't say who this. I can't even say. I can only say who this is off camera.
No. I don't want you to say it. I just want to know fan or inside. That's all.
Let's just say they're on Nashville sideline.
Got it.
Every
yeah.
Every
yeah, you're good.
move they make.
No, you're good.
I'm getting you chewed up. Give us more credit.
I'm going
All right,
back.
hold on, because I know this person is still watching.
I do not think it's the right move to go Rodgers. I'm just throwing it out there that it's a possibility.
Give me, just because I know.
Yeah, no. Go. I just wanted to preface that.
I got you. I'm gonna do an episode of what I think that you guys should do, to where I'm just gonna clearly just map out things for you. And if you want to join, you can. I've already invited you before. So just saying. Every mistake they made was wildly broadcasted. Absolutely. Like, the Giants fucked up Hard Knocks for a lot of the NFL teams. So I think the NFL is trying to be like, hold on. What? They're plugged in. It's giving wasted on you. I'm not doing karaoke tonight. All right. Let me talk about upcoming announcements really quick. We got UFC predictions that we're going to cover next Friday. Yes, it's next Friday. Yes. I want to get our World Series prediction clips dropped. I might re-record my World Series prediction. But we're gonna get the World Series prediction clips. I'm gonna have to holler at Leafs about that. The NBA Finals tape might have to get cut tonight. That might be a thing. Being that we're in final season. Other than that, be on the lookout for new pieces to drop. I'm about to just start doing content at a very random, rapid rate at this point. You guys are going to start seeing things increase. Because I can do that. And I'm about to be afforded the ability to really do that. Be on the lookout for some major announcements. There's things happening right now behind the scenes that we really can't talk about.
Nope.
But we've laid some Easter eggs. Steve Smith.
Oh, come on.
You did the right thing. Because how dare you simp and be like, you slept with my wife. Da, 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 da. Bro, if someone sleep with some like she for the streets, like, talk to her. Keep that shit in house. Don't be a simp. So Steve Smith, you're a pimp for exposing the biggest simp in the world. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy in the world of sports. Steve Smith, friend of the show. You know I ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. You know you a homie. Come on now. Tony Martinez is fucking whack. Like, that was whack. He made himself look like a simp. Bro, you don't go public with that. You don't like, if you go and press another man, you do that shit in private. Like don't do that public on live. On live? Like, bro, you let the world know that your girl's for the streets. Like, that's wild, B. So that's how I feel about that. Since y'all want to know how I felt about that. Mike, anything you want to say about that? No? We're good?
It is what it is.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do. We love and appreciate every single one of you. This is where you can all come, sit back, relax, enjoy a drink, and talk about sports. All right? Share the content. Spread the love. Yeah.